Good afternoon, everybody. I gather there has been some confusion, perhaps from my side, because in UK we change times. Our clocks go back an hour, and my apologies if you were there an hour earlier and did not catch this video. As always, we record this video and put this for people to watch later. Nevertheless, I welcome you today. Today, I hope to talk about super parenting part 2. Somebody asked me last time, why is it that I do these videos? And let me explain that in the last 20 years, I have seen lots of kids, I have seen lots of adults, and I feel a big number of difficulties that people struggle with, people have, could have been avoided or their severity reduced if their parenting was specific to their personality, was who they are. In my experience, I have felt that our parents have behaved the way they were parented rather than the way we needed. And that's a massive gap for some people. In my experience, parenting skills play a big and massive role in our challenges and open doors for our children. Super parenting is about learning a different set of skills to parent your children. It is about freeing yourself from the boundaries that are drawn for us because of the way we were parented. This is about gaining freedom from our past experiences. Some of them might have been traumatic. Super parenting is like having a box full of tools rather than just one hammer. If you remember, we talked about different kinds of parenting last time. So we had inattentive parenting, where parents let their kids do whatever. This is not great because children don't learn boundaries. Then there is permissive parenting, where parents allow their kids to do whatever they want. Discipline is consistently poor, and kids struggle to learn confidence and boundaries. Then there might be authoritarian parenting, where there is too much top-down orders and there isn't a safe space for child to grow and learn. And then, of course, there is democratic parenting, where parents tend to involve their kids in decision making. And in a sense, that's the best kind, but it's extremely important to appreciate that as parents, you need to be able to move from one kind of parenting to another throughout your child's life, depending on their need. Just having one tool does not work. As I mentioned last time, the idea today is to talk about how children grow and develop. Now, this is the most boring, but equally the most important part, because if you know what range and age your child is in development, you'll be able to use the skills. I will also share with you some ninja tricks that I have learned for this parenting. The child has more than one avenue of growth. So there is physical development, there is mental development, there is emotional development, and there is social development. Physical development refers to the child's ability to have motor control, the walking, the talking, And as the child grows, their physical abilities increase. Then there is mental development, where the child first engages, they see a problem, they problem solve, and over a period of time develop schemas or patterns to solve problems. Then there is social development, where the child is first exposed only to parents, then to the extended family, and then to the outer wide world, and appreciate the child learns to appreciate who's a friend and who's a foe. And there is that emotional development, the final and the most important one, where the child develops to first experience emotions, then label them, then contain them, and modulate them so as to enhance and achieve more. We have to always remember that parents are the first adults that child see. So while growing up, we learned and started experiencing the world through our parents' eyes, and our children have started to do and see and experience the world through our eyes. I suppose it is fair to say 50 years ago, when I was born, life was a bit different and social values were different. But today, the world's different. So my daughter, who's achieved her ambitions, her desires, has a different view and perspective of life than I have. Nevertheless, that happened when she got adult and left home. My worldview changed when I left home. The reality is, for the first 15, 16, 17 years, our learning starts from our parents, extends to family, and then to a friend circle. If for any reason that learning is not in an optimum environment, it can cause lots and lots of problems. As I keep repeating more than once, we parent the way we were parented until we realize that an alternative way is possible, it exists, and we need to learn it. So it's extremely important to keep in mind that our inherent skill sets of parenting sometimes need an upgrade. And it's possible because parenting is a learned skill. It is not something like the color of hair that you're born with and it'll never change. Well, you can change the hair color as well, of course. But it's also important to remember that as parents, we are the best observers of our child's behavior. Hence, we are also the best place to realize what our child needs. At each stage in a child's life, a parent needs to be flexible enough to provide the kind of parenting that they need. So, while a child is growing up, then you need to be a little more assertive so that they don't hurt themselves. Whereas when a child is a more late teenager, then you need to be a little bit more democratic parent where you engage and involve them in decision making. The principle always is that we should have the skills to help our children based on their needs and not be restricted just to what we think is right. We talked about some ninja skills last time. And we talked about how it is never a great idea for parents to argue in front of a child about what discipline or what is right, what's wrong. Today we talk about trying not to argue in front of your child or other adults as to what's right and wrong behavior. It's always a good idea to talk about what is acceptable, appropriate behavior before other people come in. This leads to the second ninja trick. Always, always, always be absolutely specific. Telling your child to behave properly is not helpful because the child doesn't know. So you have to say, please do this, 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 and this. Preferably show them. Telling a child to clean their room is not helpful. But telling the child more than once and perhaps all the time to say, I would like you to pick up these clothes and put them in washing basket. I would like you to pick up these shoes and put them in the shoe rack, and I would like you to pick up these things and put them in laundry. It's far more helpful for your child than saying, clean your room up. There are times when children will do unacceptable behavior. Rather than saying, don't do this, always give them an option of what to do. So telling your children what not to do is never helpful till you tell them what to do instead. So always give your children the option of doing the right thing. Never let one parent be the disciplinarian and the one parent be agreeable parent. Always agree on boundaries as a parent, what your child can cross or not, and both of you stick to that. Both the parents need to do fun activities. Both the parents need to be engaged and involved in fun activities, and never, ever, ever use these fun activities as a coercive method for behavior change. As you mentioned the last time, focus and reward the positive behaviors, ignore the negative behaviors. Never punish. Punishment as a behavior modification does not work. And the best example is our in UK and in USA and other parts of the world, full prison system. If punishment worked to change behavior, we would have not needed prisons. Punishment only works, and that's a part of learning theory, and I'd be happy to share that in people interested, how to learn and how to change behavior. Punishment only works if it's immediate, but more importantly, if it's severe. And you cannot be that severe to your children. So it's never going to work. Reward positive behavior, ignore negative behavior. If you want your kids not to do something, be very clear, be specific, and tell them what to do instead. You've got to be patient. You've got to keep it together. Your child is another human being and another individual, different personality, different likes, different dislikes. Rewarding good behavior is the only thing that will work. And this could be just a smile. This could be a thank you. Just be just a stroke, a touch saying, well done. It's extremely important that it's tangible. So if you want to reward your children, if you want to give positive reinforcement, say it rather than presuming they know it automatically. That does not work. So I hope you find this talk helpful. The take-home message is kids go through physical, mental, emotional, and social growth. It's good to present to them parenting with different skills as they're growing. And the ninja trick today is, if you want your kid to do something, be specific what exactly you want them to do. I will see you again next week, Sunday, the same time, 4 p.m. UK time. I appreciate this would have changed because we've changed an hour. However, I'm sure there's recordings available for this, for you to review this later. I wish you all the best and have a very good weekend. Bye-bye.